In February 2008, hundreds of Moroccan heavy metal fans met for their biggest festival in the North African country since a group of hard rock enthusiasts were jailed 5 years ago for what the authorities termed Satanism. Braving the scorn of fundamental Islamists and heavy rain, young men in black jeans and jackets, goatee beards and dreadlocks trudged to a cavernous concert hall in Sidi Qassem, a market town in a farming region of northern Morocco. As the first group, Hammerhead, began tuning up, a small Fiat drew up outside the hall and 2 police officers stepped out. This time, they were thankfully only there to check the security arrangements. Many of the musicians agree it's an uphill struggle being a hard rocker in a Muslim country, where the king wields paramount power. I noticed that the state policy is to encourage youngsters to express their talents. Some bands succeeded in having an audience either thanks to the local radios that play this kind of music, or because these bands managed to make a name for themselves. In 2003, 11 young Moroccans were convicted for distributing material which, quote, makes people listen with bad intent to songs which contravene good morals or incite debauchery, unquote.
Before that, we used to play with Satans and those kind of stuff. But recently they changed their behaviors because they made sure that we just play music, we have fun.
The humid air was thick with smoke at the concert. Moroccan conservative politicians regularly rail against music concerts for supposedly encouraging alcoholism, drugs and mixing of the sexes. While drinking is permitted in Morocco, it tends to be discreet. The crowd near the stage was overwhelmingly male, but a smattering of young women also braved the mosh pit. Over in Egypt, the young people with attitude and a taste for heavy metal music have also found out the hard way that traditional Egyptian society may not be ready to accept black leather, skull tattoos, or worse, supposed satanic rituals.
People have the wrong impression about us, that we're druggies and we believe in Satan. Well, it's not true.
Government newspapers offer up daily doses on how the so-called Satanists sacrifice cats, called up the devil on the Ouija board, and took part in group sex. Reports have claimed that heavy metal fans performed satanic rituals at Cairo's Commonwealth Cemetery and at the deserted mansion of Baron Edouard Empain in the posh suburb of Heliopolis. Interestingly, the Grand Sheikh takes a more lenient line.
بالنسبة لهؤلاء الشباب أنا وجهة نظري أن
As for these youth, my point of view is that parents are at least 70% responsible for what happened, and the rest of the responsibility lies on the community, the school, the university, the Azhar, and the media. But anyway, God is merciful, and if they find people to put them on the right path, give them proper physical, social and religious education, I believe that they will return to their senses and to the path of righteousness. Some of the heavy metal fans, especially those who've organised rock concerts at public places in Cairo over the last few years, are in police custody.
The authorities, they think of like all people who listen to heavy metal or rock, heavy rock, are Satanism. They worship the devil. They gathered everybody, like almost everybody who listens to heavy metal. There's like a few who do really worship the devil. It's very, very few. Heavy metal is not devil worshipping. It's a sort of music.
But the fans themselves say that music is nothing more than a healthy outlet for their youthful enthusiasm.
Makes you feel fresh. It's crazy. It's nice.
Although the Grand Sheikh doesn't think the fans of heavy metal are Satanists, he does believe that they have strayed from religious values and need to be rehabilitated back into traditional society.